Back for Sid the Kid. He scores!
A really nice play by Sidney Crosby.
The game's all-time great. Crosby sent it for Gensel. Back for Sid the Kid. He scores! The Penguins start cycling the puck around the zone, and Crosby takes a return feed from Gensel back. After ankle surgery kept him out for all of training camp, and Crosby, who'd missed the deflection and a rebound moments earlier, threads the needle through Alex Vlasic.
That primary helper for Malkin along with his 2 first-period goals. Here's Crosby in alone, drops it for Letang, and he scores. And it's
transition again. A beautiful pass by Sidney Crosby. And Letang, the D-man, up on that play. A really nice play by Sidney Crosby, but it was a transition again by the Sharks.
And you wonder how much we'll be hearing those names the final 10 minutes. Turnover, though. Crosby rips it, scores! Sidney Crosby sizzles one through Georgiev.
This push across has been hot, but look at Jake Gensel at the other end. You saved one for us, Jars? Well, I'm going to get a turnover here and put it on our...
Sidney Crosby, watched by Caden Gooley. Letang for Pedersen to Crosby. Oh, and front scores! Gensel has tied it on a great play by Sidney Crosby.
And then gets it back to the point. He's going to receive it on the cross play through the seam. He doesn't even look. Watch when he gets this puck. There's no way that he has looked and saw Gensel at all. You know what? He just knows he's going to be there. Because
a little give and go. He's in too deep. He centers. The pass blocked. I think it hit a player. Now the wraparound. Crosby scores.
Picks it up. From this point right here, he knows he's going for the wrap. He knows. He can see where the goaltender was. You can see it right there. Copley. There's enough room, more than enough room for Crosby. We've known Crosby to be so strong on his backhand anyway. This is not a backhand shot, it's a stuff.
As Raquel will knock it down. Left it for Crosby. Sidney Crosby in front for Raquel. He scores. Raquel.
not realizing that this is actually a 2-on-1. And Crosby lays the firm pass across onto the stick of Raquel, who's on his backhand, and just opens up the plate.
Urbix leaves this one to Kucherov, and he turned it over at the blue line, and here comes Crosby. Crosby in, scores!
Urbix wanted to hold on for Kucherov, but Kucherov just got jammed there by Gensel. Watch this shot by Sidney Crosby. It is perfection.
Remarkable to watch him play because it just never ends. Off the long Kellerman, it's in! And the scoring never ends! Up drill, his feet just explode. You think Letang and him have done this before? This is a long area pass into the corner, and Crosby's flying up the middle of the ice. He gets there first, he goes across to Gensel, and Gensel is on the doorstep. 5 goals in the first 7.5 minutes. Action, and he's been terrific.
2-on-1 for Pittsburgh. Crosby moving in, shoots, he scores!
Keeps it and beats Demko clean on the glove side. As Hronek was up in the play, the puck chips by.
Penguins win the face-off. Here's Carlson, wrist shot, tipped in! Sidney Crosby with his second of the game.
Anderson had been taking the face-offs down the stretch here. He loses this one to Crosby. Mentioned earlier in the game that Crosby, one of the best in the league at over 60%. This is going to hit a Canuck player and off the pants of Crosby, the left leg of Sidney Crosby, and it deflects. A terrible break for the Canucks as it hits the Penguins captain, his second of the night, and it's 3-3.
After an arm save made by Quick, here's Crosby right out in front. Passed it off and they score! Really good work by O'Connor to start this forecheck cycle.
And out the Kane zone it goes, but just momentarily. Now a chance splitting the defense is Carlson, and Ronta makes the save. Rebound still available. Still have to play through. Penalty coming up to the Hurricanes on that try. Now this is loaded up out in front. They'll score! Bouncing.
Very similar spot to taking advantage of an Achari tip that was off the target in scoring in the first period.
This one is turned over, and it comes to Crosby. They go to Carter, and there it is! Jeff Carter in what is likely his final NHL game. There's a feel-good moment for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it's set up by the game's all-time great, and he put it right where it needed to go for Jeff Carter.
Finds Malkin, Carlson over to Puustinen. Back to Carlson, Malkin one-timer wide. Carlson keeps it alive, right back over to Malkin. Down low, Gensel in front, bouncing around, Crosby scores!
Right. Boy, were they zipping it around. And what a job by Erik Karlsson to keep the play alive. And then you just throw it to the net. That's what I'm talking about, Josh. Was that fancy? Was that threading the needle? No, get it to the front of the net and let the skill take over. They got a bit of a lucky bounce going off a skate. But because Jake Gensel threw that to the front of the net, you get the lucky bounce, and Sid with those.
For the type of game he wants to play, and right now he's just trying to keep his team in a little bit of a playoff hunt.
Moving in, Crosby, cross ice shot, scores. What a pass.
Karlsson, Crosby's out there. You got Rust and Malkin. And as Crosby gets his puck, he draws the attention.
Gensel with the chance there. Let me finish quickly. Brian Rust is getting back to full strength. They score! Sidney Crosby fires it past the cord.
Umbrella eventually to Chris Letang, and Sid opened up for that one-timer. Sid gets those hands so close together. That's not a slapper one-timer. That's almost a snapper one-timer that takes almost Herculean strength.
Pesci will flip it up. Canes can't clear. Crosby keeps it in cross ice for Gensel to score. And the Pens get on the board.
Advancing out of their end with the puck. Pittsburgh turns it over, and Crosby's chemistry with Jake Gensel. He knows where he's going to be.
A lot of body movement, just a lot of different looks. Here's Crosby, one-timer, scores! An absolute missile from the cap. And that's when good things happen. And let's give a little bit of a tap on the shin guards to Brian Rust, because that wasn't just a clean win by Sid. He needed a little help from his friends. The guys are...
As we're down to 70 seconds to go here in the second.
Teams have to make wise decisions.
In front, save, scores!
Remaining here in the second period, and here come the Pens. Wise on the board, chip, get in. Sidney Crosby, F2 on the forecheck. Second effort, third effort.
Great pass from Rust. He springs Graves. Look at him go. Graves on the backhand. Loose in front. Crosby scores! The breakthrough from the captain. And the drought is no more as Pittsburgh goes in front 2-1.
But off an odd man rush, Ned with a huge save. And back the other way. Puck is just put in front of the net.
Hagel couldn't keep it onside. Possible 2-on-1. Rust across the line with Crosby. Rust holds out to Crosby. Score! The top line does it again for Pittsburgh.
Vasilevsky has no choice but to commit to him. Good move there. Finds Crosby backdoor for his 40th of the year. 1-0 Pittsburgh.
Looks like the Islanders are trying to stay close to Karlsson, stay out on him.
Crosby to the net, and they score. He basically banked that one in off of Malkin.
Gets it in, but watch Sid. Sid has room. One of the defensemen should not have been tied up in front of the net there, because
as Russell carry down low for Crosby. In front, Bunting saves off, it's loose. Crosby walks it in, and that is going to count. Power play goal for Pittsburgh, and they're up 1-0.
Goal waved off. They come right back into it. You mentioned Bunting, 20th goal waved up. I was about to say as this play was going on, he'll be in the mix. You know, he's around it. And Crosby found him at the net front, and then it was like time stood still. Look at this, just creeps behind Saros. No one knows except for 87, who was behind the net.